Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. You guys, in this video today, it's gonna be a little bit of a fun one. It's kind of a conspiracy theory, maybe. And I just wanna talk about something that I saw on Reddit last night. So let's just jump right into it. So oftentimes what I do as I'm like falling asleep, or if I can't sleep, or if I'm up in the middle of the night, I will just scroll through Reddit and see what the latest happenings are. And I will say I have to shout out the subreddit for TLCSisterWives. It's awesome. It is a great community. I highly recommend joining if you watch these videos and you're a fan of Sister Wives. It is a great community over there. So we all know about the creepy portrait that Robyn had commissioned for Kody when the adoption was final and they were celebrating at that party, and how it was just completely rewriting history. I'm gonna talk about the specific Reddit thread in just a minute, but I went back and rewatched that episode in its entirety and I noticed a couple things. One thing I noticed, and so I'll kind of give credit to Robyn. I think Robyn was actually doing something she thought Kody would really want, because in the beginning of the episode, they're trying to gather photos for Kody to make these plaques for Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. And he mentions how he doesn't recognize them as little kids, like as babies, because he wasn't there. And they're kind of like, oh, we wish Kody was there type of thing. So I guess on one hand, it was like a nice gesture, but it was just so creepy and unhealthy. And we've talked about that at length on this channel. But another thing I noticed is that Robyn goes and gets this. She meets with the artist and she commissions this photo while Dayton and Aurora and Brianna are on a 2-week vacation with their biological father in Montana. They are actually visiting him while Robyn is trying to erase him from history. It is wild. And the kids come back from that trip saying that they had a great time and they had so much fun. But then they also, the girls in the adoption, Brianna and Aurora, they're both like super emotional when they go and get adopted. So it's just really hard to parse out like this very strange family dynamic, because on the one hand, if the biological father was an absentee father or some sort of abusive father, I think we could all like totally understand the kids being adopted by Kody. But with a semi-active parent in their life, I mean, we truly don't know how active, it just seems odd. It seems odd to a lot of us. But again, that is something we have talked about at length. And long and the short of it is it happened. It's done. It's history. The kids have been adopted. And we really don't know what their relationship is like with their biological father at this point in time, now that they're older. I mean, Aurora and Dayton are adults, so they can freely go see their father whenever they want. So it's interesting we just haven't heard that mentioned on the show. There were actually 2 Reddit threads that discuss this, and I'll link them both because I'm sure at this point there's more talk and chatter in those threads. But it was about when Robyn actually met with the artist, and she hands over photos to the artist, like, these are what like my kids look like, this is what Kody looks like. And there is one family photo, but the photo she hands to the artist is a family photo of Christine and Kody and their kids.
I have a kind of a special request. My husband now just adopted my 3 children from the previous marriage. Okay, all right.
The idea of this portrait is to take a picture of the kids when they're young, and a picture of Kody about the same time period and put it into the same portrait so it looks like they're in the picture together.
So like I said, Robyn used many photos, a couple photos of her kids and then a couple photos featuring Kody. One was like a family photo, but again, the one she hands to him is like Christine and Kody and their kids together. So a lot of people are talking about this on Reddit, and I'm always here for a good conspiracy theory, so let's talk about it. First of all, you can Google a ton of photos of a young Kody Brown that are, with the glasses, with the same kind of haircut. So like there are tons of reference points you can use for Kody that wouldn't have been like just Christine's family photo. So basically what people are talking about in this Reddit thread is that this was a complete dig at Christine. And to be honest, I can kind of see it. I kind of buy into it. So why specifically would Robyn pick Christine's photo out of all the photos that would feature a young Kody? And again, you can Google plenty, and I'm sure they have even more at their home. You know, Janelle, I don't think would care, because Janelle is really not bothered by very much, unless, you know, it's so funny to me that we talk about Janelle being so unbothered when clearly there is bad blood between Meri and Janelle from like living in the Lehigh house and the early years of their marriage. So Janelle can get bothered, but she doesn't really seem to have her feathers ruffled by much anymore. So I don't think Robyn taking a picture of a Janelle to have like commissioned, Janelle and Kody and kids commissioned, would have had the same effect. Obviously, Meri doesn't care. Meri has one child, so I don't know if you needed a reference photo with multiple children in it. And Meri was the biggest champion of bringing Robyn into the family. Besides Kody, in the first episode, they even Janelle even calls Meri mergers and acquisitions, because Meri's always, you know, trying to start new relationships. Christine, however, has always demanded more from Kody. She is not simply happy to have whatever Kody bestows upon her. She has actually taken Kody to task numerous times. She wants more time with him. She doesn't want to be the basement wife. She wants him to shower at her house. These are all things that you know, are totally understandable for her to feel like there's equality amongst the wives. And it's no wonder that there obviously has been tension between Christine and Robyn from the start. You can tell in the early episodes, Christine is the most vocal and the most outspoken about Robyn coming into the family. Additionally, when Robyn came into the family, Christine was having truly, I mean, Kody and Janelle were on a date, or they were smooching as he was leaving out the door to go be with Christine while she was giving birth to Truly. That has always rubbed fans of the show the wrong way. And Christine's at home with a newborn, well, Kody and Robyn jet off on an 10 or 11 day honeymoon. I mean, that's just shitty. So to some of us, we see this as of all the pictures you take this one, and it's like, just remove this wife and these kids and insert my kids.
I don't think I ever in a million years would have thought of it. And it's cool because you're creating kind of a story.
A moment.
A moment.
Sense,
yeah. I was completely floored at it. It was so cool.
It was a really sweet idea for a gift. It really was.
You can tell in this clip that Christine is less than amused. And honestly, I think all three of them, Meri, Janelle, and Christine, I think they all find it to be a little odd, but Meri and Janelle are trying to be nice. And Christine looks like she's going with the policy, like, if I don't have anything nice to say, I won't say anything at all, because it's just so strange. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I can't recall, and I did do some Googling, I don't know if Kody has any pictures of just himself with any sets of kids, like either all the kids or Janelle's kids or Christine's kids or, you know, Mariah. I don't think he has any solo. They're all like family portraits with like mom and dad. So him having a solo portrait, if you will, of him with Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna is something that none of the other kids have, and it kind of elevates Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna to another level. So that's another thing that I noticed. I don't know, you guys, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that because I read like every comment, I just really went down the rabbit hole on this, and I was like, yeah, that is wild. She uses a photo of Christine as a reference for this portrait. So you guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.